but it's not. To me, I'm sharing mine. For me, it was a whole bunch of brown people talking to me and people giving me their reasons of why they were acting a certain way or things that were in their way because other people don't understand my race. Other people don't understand my way of life. Other people don't understand. Why do other people have to even understand? What does that do for you that they understand? And other people are blocking me. I can't get the job because I'm black. That's a lot of power to give somebody. I can't get the job because I'm gay. That's a lot of power to give somebody. I know the world has all of this stuff that we can participate in, but we don't have to participate in it. So what is it that is standing in your way? And let's remove it. I've had people run up to me and try to plead the case for somebody because they share a same uh, thing. Maybe they share the same color. Maybe they share the same culture. And one of the other persons is totally out of line. But because they share the same color or they share the same culture, they're in here, you know, this is past experience now. They're in here with me. Both of them are arguing about how they're not being treated fairly. Well, you may not be treated fairly because you're cray-cray. That has nothing to do with your color or your culture. You know, come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can't do that. You have to look at the actions. You have to look at your spirit. You have to look at your soul. You have to look at your intent. You have to look at who you're giving your power to. And then they hit me with the stats. But stats say this is that just means all them people jacked up. It don't mean that is the stats. If you get 100 people to believe a specific thing, and they're going to act on what they believe, and you have 120 people, and you've convinced 100 of them of a specific thing, you convinced 100 people that they're poor and that they can never not be poor. You convince them, that they can never be rich. You convince them that they're poor and they can never be rich and they're poor. And then you come back and do a survey on them same people. And you say, can you ever be rich? And 100 of them say no. You got yourself some stats of 100 people who believe they can't be. Of course, because you decided they trained them and told them that they can't be. That's not a real stat. That's training. That's called conditioning. Oh, I'm going too far. That's called conditioning of the mind. That's called conditioning of the mind. So when you see when you see the first Black president of the United States, and you think that, oh my God, we got a Black person in office. Oh my God, it's the first Black. I didn't do all that. I said, there goes someone who did not fall to the conditioning. There's someone who did not fall to the condition. It could have been a Black president. It could have been a Black president. That was someone who did not fall to the conditioning. Please, I hope you guys hear me. This is a conditioning of the mind. 44, 44% of African American are this, 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 this. Yes, because they believe the story you told them. It's the conditioning of the mind. If you have TV playing all day long and they're saying specific things all day long, and all you're doing is sitting in front of the TV all day long, you have exactly what the TV taught you were. That's the conditioning of the mind. No, I'm not buying into that. No, I'm not. I'm not going to get up here and say, or buy into, sister, we got struggles. We got African American people got struggles. We below the But then stop reading that crap. Stop believing that crap. Stop being conditioned. If you have 1 million people believing that, you'll have 1 million people participating in that. And there goes your stats right there. You'll have your stats. Come on. We do not have to be conditioned. We do not have to be conditioned. If we get more people to be conditioned that this is a human thing, and we are all humans together, and we're growing together, you change your stats. But that's not what you're teaching. So that's not what you can have. No, I don't look at the TV and go, oh my goodness, this is up and this is up and this is up because they're this color and because they're that color. I don't watch or participate in any of that. Because you have your stats, it doesn't mean that it's real. It means you conditioned. And people believed it and people bought it. No, I will not buy that I'm enslaved. No, I will not buy I can't get ahead because I'm black. I will not buy any of that stuff that you're selling me. Just like Obama didn't buy it. And I don't want any of my Latino community to be like, I can't get ahead because I'm Latino. What? Stop it. Stop it. My Asian community, I can't do this because of what? No. Can't do it because you believe you can't. It's nothing to do with your race. It has nothing to do with your race, your nationality, your sexuality. Stop it. If you believe it, then it won't be. Trust me. If you believe you cannot get that job because you are a gay man, then you won't. And it has nothing to do because you're a gay man. It's because you believe that you're a gay man and you can't get the job. We're very powerful people, guys. We are very, very, very powerful people. And if you let someone come in and tell you that you can't get a job or you can't be the best this because you are this color, because you are a woman, because you are a man, because of your sexuality, if you buy into that and you believe it, then so shall it be. You will have whatsoever you say. And if you say you can't get it because you black, you can't get it because you white, you can't get it because I'm a woman, I can't get it because I'm a man, I can't get it because I'm Latino, then trust and believe you won't. Trust and believe you won't. This is conditioning. This is conditioning. The renew exactly. Mind over matter, Wendy. The renewing of the mind. You got to renew the mind. You have to renew the mind. Freedom is from within. It's not from without. Freedom is from within. It's not from without. Without is a reflection of your within. If you are enslaved outside, that's because you enslaved inside. If you are enslaved outside, that's because you are enslaved inside. So today, self-talk is about admitting out loud what has been your barrier. What have you placed in your life as your barrier? And don't be afraid to say it. There was a time where I believed that because I was a brown girl, I couldn't get this or I couldn't get that when I was younger. Because that's what was taught to me. You have to remember, I was raised by an African American man who lived in the South during slavery, where he watched his father get abused by white police officers or white people who were supposed to be protecting the community, who would come and beat his father up right in front of him. So when my father raised me, it was like, you better, you better be careful around white people because they not nice to you. Because that's what he had, that's what he experienced, that's what he told me. So there was a time where that was in my reality. But even as my dad, they moved out of the South. They came down here to Maryland, and my father met a whole bunch of different new white folks. And he got promotions, and he was taking care of his family, and then my teachings changed. And he said, you know what, it's all right. I'm experiencing something different now. So I got a chance to learn something different and to remove the barrier. That there was no such thing as that. Now, my daddy got it from an experience perspective, and he gave it to me from an experience perspective. And then I took it on and got it further and got it from a spiritual perspective. But I had it at one time. I'm not going to tell you a story. I had it at one time, and that was one of my barriers. It's not today, but it used to be. So I'm asking you, what is your barrier? What is the thing that stands in the way and tells you that you cannot do it? For whatever the barrier is. And if it's race, hey, it's race. It's okay, because we can move it out the way. If it's gender, say it's gender. It's okay, because we can move it out the way. If it's sexuality, say it's sexuality, because we can move it out the way. We are the most powerful people. Just like you believe it, you can unbelieve it. Just like you believe it, you can unbelieve it. Really. So many people have come to me and told me, you're never going to be successful because you're a little brown girl. Whatever. That's your reality. And I have been very successful. I have been successful as I wanted to be. Honestly. So let's do it. Let's talk. Now, I just happened to bring up those things. If there's something else that you are experiencing, say it. But if that's one of the things that you were experiencing, be honest about it. And say, you know what, I did experience that. and I don't want to experience it anymore. Let's do it, guys. So I'm going to go and come to oh, Renetta. Renetta is on Facebook instead of Zoom this morning. That's okay. Y'all not going to be able to see her, but she'll be able to hear her. Renetta! How am I beautiful?
How am I beautiful? You know I always sneak in here when I can. It's 10 o'clock. I'm supposed to be in group, but I'm supposed to be in this group too. So life is about making choices and decisions, and I made one to be in here. Because I know I can't pour from an empty cup, and I gotta fill mine up first and pour from my overflow, so all my clients can get my overflow.
Ashe, 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 Ashe.
So I apologize because I missed. I came in while you were saying, "Let's talk about it, let's share it," and I missed all that you were saying. Can you just a brief snippet? Can you say like what you were saying, what you were talking about, just briefly?
Yeah. Well, so today's self-talk is, what is the thing that's in your way, and let's move it out of the way. Sometimes people say this is the thing that's in the way, and people start believing that that's the thing that's in the way, and then that becomes the thing that's in the way.
Okay, good. So, hey, y'all. I love y'all. So, I'm glad I did pop in here this morning because in order to be a member of this tribe and in order to continue to move forward with you, you have given us a call to action. You have told us that we must be in a space of manifesting things while our own life, because how can we go out here and how can we go out here and speak to others about the power of manifesting in their lives if we're not doing it for ourselves? And I'm actually going to make a teach. I'll take this. I will make a right there because we leave for everybody else but ourselves, right?
Ashe.
So, I felt the same way of manifesting, and I wanted to do by the power of manifesting. I do believe that I'm looking at for myself as well. And so I want to say today is the opportunity to buy my. So if you got that book, Black There brought a glimpse from the eyes of the expert, buy that because I am manifesting that I am telling all that I am creating.
I know you guys can't hear her. We can't hear you. But I didn't want to interrupt her. Okay. So we cannot hear you, Sunshine. I don't know if you can hear us, but we cannot hear you. That's okay. Come back as soon as you get out of group. Come back as soon as you get out of group if you can. Okay. Ashe. Thank you guys. I know y'all couldn't hear her. But I was trying to give it time to let it go through. To let it go through. Ashe. 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 All right, so we are adding Brittany. Brittany is here on Facebook, and then we're coming back to Zoom where we have Marlene, Crystal, and Angela Doyle. Yay, I haven't seen Angela Doyle in a while. She's here. Brittany, hello, beautiful.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, getting ready for work. I'm about it all.
Ashe. Have you been able to listen to everything and know what morning self-talk we're talking about?
Yes. What I feel has been in my way.
Yes.
To get where I feel like I need to be. I think for me, it's not so much gender and race, but the opinions of others, especially my dad. My dad's opinion, like forever, has been my getting in my way. I think probably like honestly these past 4 months has been where I make decisions for myself. I still consult with them, but that has been like forever. And since I joined the tribe and been talking to you, it's just been helping me not let him get in my way of making my own decisions. So that's something I've been working on.
I say. Beautiful. And it's good to know what it is, isn't it?
Yes, to understand what it is and why I feel like I'm not where I want to be. Feel like I'm being judged all the time for my decisions, even though they're my decisions. Still trying to get that acceptance. So that is something that I've been working on.
I say. Thank you, lady. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Keep doing it, baby. Keep doing it. Thank you.
You've been like, I think I started listening, joining in February, and then I got to talk to you in March. And ever since we talked, I know we talked twice one-on-one, but ever since we talked in March, like I recently got a promotion at work, I'm just like genuinely happy with myself, just being by myself, and now feeling that I need a team of people to, support me. So I just thank you for opening up this door for, like all of us to come here and really take everything that you have given us, words, the power of words, the morning self-talk, and, being able to, look in the mirror and be like, I'm okay with myself. I'm okay with me. Like, I'm okay with getting alive with a bonnet on, and I don't care, I don't care who sees me. So, I just thank you for sharing, your gift with all of us. I just truly appreciate you. It is so crazy how I never physically met you, but I do believe like you're rooting for all of us, genuine, from your heart. So I really do appreciate that, and you have helped me so much in these past 4 or 5 months. So I do appreciate you, like honestly, truly, genuinely, I really, really do.
Thank you. Thank you, lady.
No problem.
Thank you. I needed that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I say. And it's been beautiful to watch you do this. It's been beautiful to watch you do this. Ashe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you, lady.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Ashe. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I was just telling Angel last night, I said, it's so beautiful to watch so many lives change right before your eyes. You get to see lives changes. And I was telling Angel, I said, I'm so married to that. I'm married to that. That is my husband for real. I am married to that. Thank you, lady. And it was all you. It was so all you. All I did was help you navigate. So you did that. You did that. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Wayne, the voice, Matthews. Hey, brother. So good to see you in here. So good to see you in here. How are you doing? We love you over here in the new tribe. Ashe. This morning we are dealing with what is in the way. What is in your way? What is in your way? That's huge. I am coming for beautiful Mylene. Mylene, unmute yourself, lady.
Girl, you touched on so many buttons in my family. I know people look at me and say, you know, who's this little scrawny white girl looking like a biker? Blah, 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 blah. It's their ignorance that say that. So that's their mindset. Until they know me, then they don't know. Now, I raised 3 beautiful brown babies, and one is a man, okay? And that young man has never been afraid to work every day of his life, say yes ma'am, no ma'am, be a respectful young man. Yeah, he went through his tough times, all kids do. But I tell you what, he grew up in a town of Tiverton, Rhode Island, okay? Now just think of this, all country, all white folk. So they were like, you know, and I always tell my children from day one, it is not what you are called, it's what you answer to. You're going to answer to that, then you put yourself in that position to become that.
Ashe.
Okay? My oldest daughter was the first African American, Native American female to play football on that team.
Hello.
Children, I gave them no boundaries. No boundaries. There's nothing you can't do unless you say you can't do it. Get out there and try it. If they judge you for the color of your skin, then that's their problem. They're losing out. Because somebody else ain't going to judge you. And you're going to keep going. Okay? Right now, we have another problem. My daughter, she has my oldest granddaughter, and she's like me, snowflake white, light eyes, long blonde hair. So recently in school, she had this one little girl, this little brown girl, tell her, "Oh, your mama ain't black. Your mama ain't black." She's like, "Okay, whatever." She saw her mother. My granddaughter said, "And." So, unfortunately, I think this young lady is in the mindset of separating people by color. And I feel bad for that little girl. Because then she started attacking my granddaughter, calling her all kinds of, you know, white girl, cracker, this and that, da 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 da. And my granddaughter does have some issues, so she blew a socket. And then she used a bad word. And man, oh man, the shepherd. I said, "Excuse me." I said, "You're disrespecting your mother and my daughter." Oh, and here's another thing. You better remember to look in the mirror because it's in you too. And she was like, I said, "Listen, people all your life are going to give you a hard time because you are white as white and you're black. They just can't see it."
I say.
Just like Mariah Carey, white as hell with a black mama. I just wish I could say. But the thing is this, it is true. It is boundaries that we create upon ourselves. If we can use our minds and our hearts to heal as we do in this tribe, if the world, God please, if the world could do the same, everybody would be out their own mindset slavery, their own mindset, what's holding you back, your own mindset and your own heart to be stuck and say, okay, well, I belong to this now. This makes me feel good. But that mindset is actually holding me down. Anybody. I have got Puerto Rican, I've got, what is it, Cape Verdean, Black, Native, everything in my family. I got the Rainbow Coalition. When I'm telling you I do, I do. Okay? And we all joke around and mess with each other on our ethnicities and our race. In the house, you know, people do that. But when we're out in the world, they're out there getting the jobs that they need, taking care of their family. They're out there doing what they got to do. If they run into somebody else with ignorance, they're just like, shoot, whatever you. I never let that hold them back. Never.
I say.
I said, it is not what you are called. It is what you answer to.
I say.
Because I've been the only white girl around. People looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, yeah. That's that issue. What holds me back, honestly, is first my physical condition. Okay, that holds me back, and that hurts because I fight through it. The last 2 weeks I've been helping my daughter move, but it's been making my sciatic so bad that the sheets touching my skin last night hurt my body. That, and I have to say, sometimes self-confidence. As crazy and out there as I can be, and all happy-go-lucky, you know, sometimes that's the way to protect myself. Okay, I'm out here, and either you like me or you don't.
I say.
I mean, I love to be a funny, happy person, you know, but not everybody likes that, and that's okay. You don't have to drink my tea if you don't like it.
I say.
You know, well, it has a lot to do with my self-confidence and my physical thing. Because I can go and go and go, and then I got to break down. Like, and I can't never hold a job like that. That's the thing.
Right.
I moved the wrong way. I ain't walking. They're like, okay, you've been here 10 minutes. What happened? I moved the box. Like,
I say.
They see me with my hard work. Instead of asking what it is, they just automatically think, oh. I got pulled over by the police for walking. I had my hair in a ponytail and I was wearing eyeliner. I weigh 115 pounds. I was walking back from getting my nails done. They pulled up on me, asked me for my ID, and I'm like, and why? I'm walking. I knew because of where I grew up. They thought I was some kind of crackhole walking the street. Because I'm tiny, I got tattoos, I'm walking alone. You know, automatically I got to be some kind of prostitute. So I said to him, I said, listen, this is not my first rodeo. I'm not a hoe. I'm walking home.
What?
So I gave them my ID. And they said, oh, you look like this girl. I said, well, let me see her. So they pulled her up on the screen. I said, I bet you 10 to 1, she's a crackhead and looks nothing like me. Sure enough, I mean, God forgive for what she's going through. Skinnier than me, face all messed up with a big bushy ponytail. He said, well, you had a ponytail and eyeliner. I said, you could get eyeliner at the dollar store. He goes, well, I didn't know that. I said, I don't know what you do on the weekend. Because of the way that I look, I was actually automatically considered a prostitute, somebody walking the street, because I'm tiny, I got tattoos and walking by myself. I don't even go out walking no more because of that. Bad enough I got to deal with the perverts. Now I got to deal with the police pulling me over because I'm walking. I'm like, seriously? You know, that's a shame. I was like, listen, if you were just looking at my butt, say you were looking at my butt. But if you know what I mean, you turning around trying to call me a hoe. I said, I'm not from around here. I'm from Brockton, honey. And that's 7 times worse than here. It's a little Boston. What holds me back against all of that is sometimes the way that I look. It's physically and my self-confidence.
I say. All right, I say we're doing it. And we're identifying what is in our way. We are identifying what is in our way. I gave a very good example this morning of some of the things that have always come to me, um, which has been pretty consistent, in my life. And I wanted to do that so everyone can feel free to say whatever it is that is in your way. So, beautiful Crystal, you are up, darling. What is in your way? Unmute yourself. And on Facebook, if you guys have things that are in your way, I don't have you. I got it. You can unmute yourself. I'll unmute you. I unmuted you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The scripture says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what, if anything stops me, it's my thinking. And I'm showing up today and every day to have my mind renewed, to have my thoughts and my beliefs challenged. And so that's if anything. And I say if anything because I really, really, really love this space, and I love the way that I'm being challenged. I see the difference in the way that I think. I am breaking down strongholds in my mind. I'm breaking down the way I see the world. And that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. As it relates to race and race relations, I grew up in Southeast DC, but I was educated. I was bused uptown to Georgetown, to a very diverse community. So I went to school with white people, black people, Asian people, Korean people. I just went to school with rich people, poor people. It was just a melting pot of cultures. And that's what I was exposed to very early in my life. And I thank my parents for that. My mom was a teen mom. My dad was an alcoholic and drug addict. But even in their issues, they were greater and they wanted better for me. And they made sure that I had an opportunity for an education that would expose me to all different cultures. So my reality has not been one that I felt limited by my race. I never have felt limited by my race or by my sex as a woman, while I do recognize that there are differences, but in the way that people are treated, I refuse to allow that to limit me. So the only thing that limits me is my mind, is the way that I think. And I'm changing that. I'm changing that every day. And I'm so grateful. We are a diverse. I mean, that was one of the things that if you can recall, that I continually say that I love about this place, is that we are not all the same, but we're more alike than we are different. And our likeness, although in physical form we may look different, our likeness has brought us together. And I love that. I love that. And so I'm being renewed every day, being challenged in this space. And yeah, I am unstuck, getting unstuck. I am unstuck. Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Hmm.
We are identifying with what is in the way. Earlier, I talked a lot about people approaching me with different um, mindsets based on skin color um, or whatever different, the many differences that we could experience in this life. And in this space, we are now identifying with what is in your way and be comfortable saying whatever that is that's in your way. So it is now 10:30. So for Facebook, I am going to end. I will still be here in Zoom, but I always end Facebook at 10:30. So to the beautiful souls that are here on Facebook, if you want to continue with us, join us. The Zoom link is right here inside of the link. Just come on over here in Zoom and meet us here. I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. For everyone who's on Facebook, I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you want to stay with us, join us over here in Zoom. I love you, and I'll see you in the morning, or I'll see you in a few minutes over here in Zoom. What is in the way? What is in the way? And let's be very honest. Like, honestly say what you have experienced, what has been in your way. And the beautiful Wendy is next. And Selena, I see your post. Congratulations on your licensing. I think we spoke about a month ago, and I said you're getting ready to walk into happiness. Things are getting ready to shift in your life, and happiness is here. And I think that um, probably you getting your license is probably something that you wanted, and it makes you happy. And I think this is really cool to be able to see the fruition of this. It's just going to keep going because happiness is on the way to you. All right, Wendy, where are you, beautiful?
Right here. Good
There
morning.
you
Good morning.
go. There's a beautiful Wendy Win.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, this is a good topic. And I must say, I have been in my own way. I have been in my own way. I have allowed other people's judgment of me to be in my way. And I'm like Brittany, ever since I got hooked up with this tribe because I was searching and it's just everything is it's like I I don't even know how to describe it. Yes, I do. My eyes are open. I can see more clear now. I'm understanding so much more that has been a blockage because of what I was taught or what I saw. But I can say today, I'm clear. I can see clear. I'm open to it. Um, yeah, it's just a beautiful thing. And I just thank you, my midwife. I just call you my midwife because you helping me give birth. Because I'm pushing this thing out. And, you know, I never was the one to blame other people for what has happened to me. I put it towards myself. And I'm tired of being held back. Because I know I have so much more and I'm ready to move forward. But it all starts with the renewing of your mind. I had to learn how to think differently and change my old ways. And like you have said numerous of times, we didn't get here overnight. So it's a process to get there. And there's levels to this thing. So I love my midwife and I love my tribe.
I love
Because
you too. We love you too.
I'm telling you, all our experiences. And I must say, when I first joined the tribe, I was very intrigued because I noticed the diversity, and I love that. Now, I grew up in my area, which was predominantly black. I had some friends from school that was other races, and to this day we still, good friends. And but I love this tribe because I love the diversity. I love my white sisters. I love my black sisters. I love my Latino sisters. I just love y'all all because we at the end of the day we are all human, experiencing human things. So it does get on my nerves with society just putting a color on things, and I do too get a little irritated with my race. And I'm sure it's not just our race, but because that's where I'm around mostly, you hear it. And I get tired of hearing people blaming other people for why they can't get ahead. It's time for us to stop. And you got to take a stand. Take a stand for yourself. Nobody has to put you ahead. You got to put yourself ahead. And that's why I love this tribe. Wakanda forever on me, no Honda. Tribe life forever. I ain't going nowhere because I know, like I said, it's levels to this.
Levels to this.
As long as we got breath in our body, we're going to be in a constant flow of growing and renewing of your mind. And today, I am open. I'm more open than ever before. And so I thank you, Dr. Anu, for sharing this. And you keep doing what you're doing. And I'm so thankful that you didn't allow what other people thought your platform should be. And you doing a hell of a job. And look at what's happening. Look at this thing. And like y'all say, we ain't seen nothing yet. So,
freaking shay. Freaking shay. Yes.
We haven't seen nothing yet. So, I remember when I first started listening, and I think I came up a couple of times for self-talk, and I said, the sky is the limit. And you was like, that's it? Just the sky? And again, because that's what I'm used to hearing. Oh, the sky's the limit, baby. The sky's the limit. But no, I could go past that. If I take my mind there, I can do that. So I thank you all. I love you. Tribe life forever.
Forever.
And that was myself.
Tribe life forever. Tribe life forever. That's gonna be our battle cry. Tribe life forever.
That's our battle cry right there. We just got it.
Yes. Ashe.
I've been trying to think of the daggone handshake, but maybe that's it. Child life forever.
I'm not lying. I'm going to get me a t-shirt to say that. For real.
Get out of my mind. Get out of my mind, girl.
I'm telling y'all, I'm wearing that on the first day of conference. Tribe life forever. What?
Do it. But he's moving now.
Ashe.
Yeah, he does t-shirts. So I'm trying to get him to do some, but he's moving his shop right now.
Ashe. Ashe. Oh, we're doing this thing. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. What is in the way? We're having a good conversation. What is in the way? Tara is up next. Beautiful lady we call Tara. I'm muting you. Is she still here? Let me see. JJ, I see the doggy. Tara, are you here? Are you here? Oh, there she go.
Hello? You're in my pocket. Sorry. I couldn't. I was like fumbling, trying to get you out of my pocket.
Up here in Maryland, Tara. Hold on. Up here in Maryland, Tara. Wendy can tell you, and so can Crystal. We got a song. Keep it in your pocket. Pocket, y'all. Poop, poop, poop. Pocket, y'all. See, we got Maryland, D.C. songs. Put it in the pocket.
Tribal life forever.
Tara
Make sure you hashtag that.
Tara got it. That's down here. We say, put it in the pocket. Then we know you got us.
Well, that's where you all were. You were in my pocket. I'm out here walking about and listening to everybody. Oh, I feel like I'm a little bit in church. I have to tell you. I feel like I'm in the third pew back. Also, we all. That's why I love this place so much. It's because we're like all ice cream, and we're just all different flavors. And I want to be chocolate lava cake flavor because that's one of my favorites. I just absolutely love this group of people, and it's because we're all like ice cream, just different flavors. So what stands in my way? You're looking at it. Me, myself, and I. Those are the three people who stand in my way. When people look at me, I think that they look at me and see a white, privileged lady. I think that's what they see, a white, privileged woman, maybe. And oh my goodness, if you would only knew where I came from. I lived on the line, like the poverty line growing up. We did not have much of anything when I was growing up, but some people work the system. I did. I worked the system to my benefit, to benefit my whole life, not just to live on the system. I was able to get Pell Grants to go to college, and so because of that, those Pell Grants that I was able, and I was looking back at that, probably about $50,000 that Americans invested in me, and I gave back 26 years of my life to educate children, and it was a good investment. I was a good investment. And when I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. We had an Air Force base in our town, so we saw people of color come and go in my schools, and because they were usually stationed there only for about 4 years. And so I saw people of different color and different cultures, but mainly it was white people. And I can tell you, my mom made a lot of bad choices growing up, but one of the best choices she made for us kids was never to judge anybody, just to love people as they are. And because of that, I think that is, I just go into every relationship I meet with people like, oh my gosh, I love you, you love me, we're all, copacetic, everything's great, until I find out, oh, you have other programs than I do. So I just try very hard. I try very hard to just love people for who they are, because that is what I want people to see in me. I want them to love me for who I am, not who they think I am, or who they, see that they think that I am. Because you know what? I live in a nice house. You bet I do. I paid for that house. I worked for that house. I drive a nice car. You bet I do. But I paid for that car, and I worked for that car. So I'm not privileged. I've earned the things that I have in my life. And just because I live in a nice house and drive a nice car doesn't mean I don't have to budget every penny that I have just to make sure I can make my bills. But I'm okay with that, because the only person who's going to keep me from making money is me. And the only person who's going to make sure that I do make money is me. And so it's always just been about me standing in my way. And I try so hard not to stand in my way. I shouldn't say I don't. I try hard not to stand in my way. I try hard to encourage myself, set goals for myself,
and live the life that I say I'm going to live.
Ashe.
It's not always easy. It's not always easy, but I try, so just as I would encourage my children or any of my tribe members, I do that with myself, and that seems to be working out pretty well for me.
Ashe.
Ashe to that.
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Oh. Yeah, so I just see people. I love people. I see people. Do I ask questions? I ask a lot of hard questions, and some of the questions I ask people, they don't like my questions, but I think they're valid questions. I don't want to be an ally in the LBGQTR. I don't even know what their name is. If I want to be a member, why can't I be a member? I don't want to be an ally. I want to be part of the team, whatever that team is. If I join a group or a team, I want to be part of it, and I shouldn't have to be discriminated against because I'm heterosexual at this moment. I don't want to be labeled. I don't want to be labeled bisexual, heterosexual, homosexual. I just want to be part of the team, not an ally.
Ashe.
So that if I am to be part of, if I'm in any group, we're part of a team, all of us. All of us. I don't care what color you are, gender, what your sexual preference is. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I want all of us are part, and that's why we're here. This is our team, our tribe. We don't care. We're all together. We're all equal on this team.
Team Humanity!
Woohoo! Join us, Team Humanity, Tribal Talk.
Tribal Talk.
It's what we are. Cannot deny it.
Cannot deny it, baby.
Cannot deny it.
Ashe.
Yes, Ashe. And just from our spiritual detox yesterday, people, like Camilla said, she's like, people aren't always what you think they are. People aren't always how they come across. How can you be so happy with all the crap that's gone down in your life? And you're like, because I make that choice every day for myself. I make that choice that I'm going to be happy today. I make that choice that shit has, that was in the past. I'm certainly not trying to hide it. I'm getting through it. But this is today. This is now. And I'm learning from it. And I'm a better person. It's not easy, but you know what? No, people are not as they seem. People are as they allow you to see them.
Ashe.
Ashe.
I have you here. My daughter has agreed to be the co-pilot for the teen healing circle.
Oh.
Yes. So she's for psychology. She life coaches me. So
yes.
Come in and be the person that sits on the thread to have questions or concerns or a thought to walk them through.
Oh, that's awesome. Now my daughter's going to be going with her dad this next week, and she won't be able to get on internet until the end of July, early August, because he doesn't allow her on internet. So when will that be starting? And can you save her a seat for when she gets back?
Yeah, we're gonna do.
She won't be back until August.
Yeah, that's fine, because we're gonna do it after this conference.
Oh, okay, that would be perfect. Tell your daughter thank you so much. Jenna is really. She's like, Mom, when am I supposed to start that? And she's all concerned about that she's gonna miss it while she's gone. So this is awesome. She's gonna be excited to hear. They're not even starting until you get back.
Yeah, my daughter's like she's an inner beauty coach. She loves to dive into the inner beauty.
Oh, Jenna needs that so much. That is awesome. Thank you, Dr. Anu. We rock. Even our children rock. We're passing on. Oh, our kids are great. Thank you. Thank you, daughter, for me too. Thank you.
I will. I'll send you.
Have a terrific Tuesday.
Thank you. I'll send you guys. I'll start a thread. I'm gonna send you guys a session, a coaching session, where because I tape my coaches. Whenever she coaches me, I tape them so I can have it as an archive. So I'll pull one of them out and send it to you guys so you hear it. So you hear her coaching style. I say. All right, it's morning self-talk time. It's time to talk about what is in the way. What's in the way? And even if you have used race or gender or sexuality, even if one of those things is in your way, say it. Say it. Let's move it. Let's move it. I say. All right, who's next? Mary! Unmute yourself, beautiful lady.
Hello.
Hello. How
Can you
are
hear me?
you? Of course, I can hear you, beautiful.
Kind of fighting with this topic in my head.
I know it's a tough one. I was just saying this morning this was going to be kind of heavy. Kind of not, kind of heavy.
It's very heavy for me because I know I'm in my own way. Not just me, my mind. My mind is in my way. The way I was taught when I was younger, the things that I was told, things that traumatized me for life. I mean, I was told not to like any other race besides my own. I was trained to, if I seen somebody out of my race, to go some other direction. And my mindset since I was young, I didn't see race. What kid does unless they're taught it? And I was taught not to like it, but it drew me to it more. Do you understand my point? Like,
yeah,
I wasn't mean like I seen my father or like I seen my father's mom. My mother was the quiet one. She never had her own voice. And I seen that to me as that's the way I've grown myself to be, a person with no voice. I was told I would never amount to anything in my life. I was told I would never have nothing in life. I was told, I was ugly. I was a cockroach. I lived in a house that had no electricity, no water, no nothing. So I had my life was trained, my brain was trained in so many ways of being helpless, not knowing, what was good for me. I was trained in so many aspects of my life that I brought it into my adulthood. I mean, I was sexually abused when I was young. I was physically, mentally, and emotionally abused. Mentally by my father telling me I was worthless. I'm not good enough. I'll never have nothing. Watching my mother get beat. Watching the way my father treated me. I was his little dog, his little slave. If I didn't do what he said, I'd get severely in trouble. To my adulthood, I didn't know what love is. And I can see, this is coming into my life talk right now because because what I'm saying to you is what I need to hear myself, and I feel it. And it's just flowing because I had something totally different written down on a piece of paper. And I grew up into feeling no love whatsoever. I see my mom as an alcoholic. She jumped right into another guy's life. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my stepfather with everything. To me, he's my father because my real father's dead. But watching the way my mom had fallen to a man's feet like she did to my father and stayed, and staying with the same abuse till this day, mental, not physical. And watching all of this stuff happen and going through everything I went through, being with guys that did nothing but beat me and tell me I was worthless and throw me to as their payments for their stuff. And now living, I used to work 3 jobs. I put my daughter in hiding because I didn't want her father that was abusive to take her. I paid another woman every week money to take care of my daughter. I got with somebody else, then I had kids with him. He did the same thing. It's just like my life, my brain is the same routine. Keeps going into the same direction. In my life that I'm now, it seems like peaches and cupcakes, but it's not. I've been through my turmoils with my husband. Life is not perfect. I make what I want to live. I'm trying to cope with what happened to me in the past and what's happening to me now. The strengths that I'm going through is crazy. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. It's all because of the mindset that I was brought up to believe in. And it's very hard to break, but when you start realizing what it was that kept you back, you start realizing how you can change that now. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to change the thoughts, the bad thoughts of me being nothing to me being something. Not me being ugly, making myself happy in the way I look now. Trying to change the not being the angry, depressed, and quiet, closed off person I was to a person that understands and tries to be an outgoing person. So I'm moving in the right direction. I'm just now realizing what the things are that are holding me back. My mindset is what's holding me back. And I can't let go of what happened to me in the past because it was so bad. But I don't want to live that in my future. What I want to live in my future is being happy, being able to have the things that I want. I don't want to live in the broke, not having anything, being the trash on the ground, to being somebody. So mindset is what is holding me back. And I'm working on that. And I'm working on that being here because now I'm not afraid to say what has happened, because there are more people out there that have felt what I've gone through. And I could relate with Wendy's self-talk because she said, you know, about people's judgments. I've always worried about what people thought about me. I've always worried about what people say. Those are mindsets. So I'm working on those. And that's what's holding me back.
Ashe.
Everything I was taught, everything I lived, to now trying to have peace, trying to live happy.
Ashe.
It's one day at a time.
Ashe. Ashe. When you think about being beautiful and happy, so if you take those 2 words, beautiful and happy, what sentence can you make from those 2 words? Beautiful and happy.
I feel beautiful and happy when I'm here.
Ashe.
Because here I don't feel the judgment from everybody else. Here I feel me. Here I don't have to worry about somebody saying to me, you're worthless. What you're saying is just in your mind. And, you know, downgrading or talking. I feel more.
Ashe. I love that. And I love that because the word judgment. I love what you said. I love what you said. So you know my next question, you already answered it. But my next question would have been, so how do you take this space everywhere you go? How do you take this space everywhere you go?
I take it in my heart and in my mind, because when I get into a bad situation, I just think of some of the words that tribe members have told me, like Marlene telling me I'm strong, Tara always telling me I'm a beautiful person, and Paul always telling me that, you know, she loves me for me. And it's just words of the tribe members that stick with me in my brain. And I'm now transforming my brain.
Ashe. You said a beautiful word. You had already said the answer, and it was a beautiful word. And the word was judgment. The word was judgment. And here, no judgment. Out there, judgment.
Oh yeah, everywhere. Everywhere you
How do we get rid of the word judgment, or the energy of judgment, or the giving someone else's judgment permission to affect you? Don't say anything. I'm going to ask it again. And I really want you to just think about the question. How do we get rid of judgment? And how do we get rid of people's judgment affecting our reality? Now, before you answer that, I want to share with you this. When I first started coming on live, the very first thing I said, even in my very first video, I said, this space is going to be safe and non-judgmental. It's going to be a safe space, and it's non-judgmental. And if someone comes up and they offer their opinion, what do I say? Someone comes up, don't just think about the question. When we first started out, people would come in and they would start saying, well, she needs to do this, and she needs to do this, and this is what she's suffering from, and then everybody had an opinion. And I always say the one thing to people when they have an opinion. No, you can't. Hold on one second. When anyone has an opinion, or they have a prescription or a diagnosis, I always say one thing to them. Does anybody know what that one thing is that I say? If so, unmute yourself and say the answer.
Put it in the question form and no judging.
Ashe.
This is a non-judgmental space.
Turn it around and look at yourself and ask yourself that.
Ashe. Mary, where are you?
I'm right here.
So when those people come, because surely they will, and they offer you judgment, what can you do to remove the judgment?
Standing up for myself.
It's no problem. Stay right here. Don't go anywhere. Anybody in here know the answer to this question? When someone comes up, and everybody, whoever answer can repeat it. Doesn't matter. You can say this, you can come up and say the same answer, or different people, whatever. When anyone comes in here and they say, well, she got this, and this is her problem, and she needs to do this, and this is her problem right here. You know what her problem is? And she needs to do this. What do I always say? Unmute yourself if you know.
What you're saying to other people is really what you are saying to yourself.
No. Okay.
Keep going. Who else got? What else do I say? Keep it going.
No judgment.
That it's an unjudgmental space, a non-judgmental space.
I said.
Believe in yourself
Go
and
ahead, Paul.
share.
Their opinion are a reflection of them, not you.
How does it make you feel?
What was you going to say, Paula? Very good, Elisa. What was you going to say, Paula?
I would say, who told you that?
I said. Wendy, what did you say?
I said, no judgment. Oh, dang. No judgment. Oh, and put it in the question form. Ask the question.
I say. Anybody else?
No judgment. But I feel like also you set the tone. You said that you demanded and you said there will be no judgment. These are the rules. So you set the tone. So therefore, that's what it has to be.
I say. Mary, you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
There's no more powerful voice over your life than your own.
Mary, you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. How can you create? I don't see your face.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. How can you create your non-judgmental space? And when you're not here, how can you create it? How can you take it with you?
I can put that bubble around myself and deflect all bad negativity that comes around me and make sure that if somebody says something to me, I say to them, you know, what you're saying to me is a reflection of yourself. I mean, if you're judging me, you're judging yourself. You know what I mean? I can come off with better of a response, like to let them know what they're saying doesn't bother me. They're just saying what they want to say because that's how they're feeling, not how I'm feeling.
Do you think that prescription is going to work? Honestly?
I'm going to try and put it to work. I mean,
do you think that prescription is going to work? Are you confident that prescription is going to work? Just yes or no. And whatever answer is right.
Maybe. Because I will never know if I don't put it to work. I mean, I can't give an answer that I don't know yet.
Okay.
You understand? I do know that the way I'm feeling is if I let other people in, that I'm going to feel what they're trying to make me feel. What I need to do is I need to block whatever they're trying to make me feel with. I know the answer. They don't know the answer. I know what I'm going through. They don't know what I'm going through. And when they come at me, all I can respond back to them is, I'm not judging you, so why are you judging me?
When you went outside and you saw that cat on your balcony, there was a cat that kept coming to your door. He would not leave your door, and he kept coming to your door. Did that cat make it inside your house?
Yes.
Does that cat live with you?
Not at the moment, no.
But do you feed him every day?
Well, he's gone now. He went back with his owner, but the other stray cats, yes, I feed everything.
All right, let's talk about one of the dogs. Do you have a dog that lives with you that was a stray?
Yes.
All right, let's use the stray dog. Did the dog come? Did you get the dog and bring the dog and feed the dog every day?
Yes.
And you eventually let it in the house?
Yes.
Why did you let it in the house?
Because I grew to love it.
Okay. And because you grew to love it, what did you do with the dog? Did you welcome the dog into your home?
Yeah, I gave him a better place than what he had.
Did you welcome him to your home?
Of course I did. Yes, I did.
I want you to tell me what you do. Did you when you saw the dog and you fed the dog and you fell in love with the dog, what was the next thing you did?
I brought him in, gave him a shower, blow dried him, laid him down with me. I gave him attention, and after a little while, I fed him, made him a bed, and put him to sleep. I gave him a place in my family, a place in my heart.
Ashe. Did you welcome him into your home?
Yes.
I want you to use the word welcome in this sentence. When you saw the dog, you fed the dog, and he became a part of your family. When you saw the dog and you fed the dog and you fell in love with him, what did you do?
Welcomed him home in my life, my heart, family.
Did you create a space for him? Use that word. I created a space. Did you create a space?
I created a space just for him. Yes.
And was it a loving space?
Yes.
And who created that space?
It's his space.
Who created it for him?
I did.
I want you to say that in a sentence.
I created a space for my dog.
I say, who created that space?
I did.
You created the space for your dog, right? Who did that?
I did.
All right. When I first started this Zoom and online, I created a space. I created a space of loving, safe, non-judgmental environment. Who created that space?
You did.
So when you want a loving and non-gentle, judgmental space, who's going to do that?
I am.
I am what?
I am going to create a non-judgmental space.
And how do you create that space? How is that space created?
That space is created because I made it. I made it happen, and it's going to happen.
What are the words you're going to use to create that space?
I am in a non-judgmental space. I will not let nothing come in that will harm my way of thinking and my way of feeling.
And who are you going to have that conversation with?
Me.
And who else?
The universe.
Who
God.
lives in your home? Who's the one who's judging you?
Me.
When you're in your home, are you the only one judging you?
No.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
No.
Who are you going to have that conversation with?
The other person. Put them in their place and tell non-judgmental space, this is my non-judgmental space. And if you have something negative or bad to say, take it outside.
Ashe.
Yep.
And that's not putting them in their space, it's putting you in your space.
True.
We create this stuff. We're very powerful. You're very powerful.
I'm starting to learn that.
Ashe. How are you going to carry this space with you?
It's going to be with me all the time in my mind, my soul, making me see, the things that I need to see, the things that I need to work on, the protection, the not being scared, not being afraid, not being worried. It's going to be with me everywhere I go, everything I do, like it is now. It's just I needed that, like, to be able to tell myself I am the one that can stop people from judging me, that what their opinions are doesn't affect me, because what they're saying is a reflection of their own inner self, not mine. My inner self is me, and it's not like anybody else. I'm different. I am me, and of course other people are going to have their own opinions and their own judgments, and those opinions and judgments shouldn't affect me because I already know who I am.
Look at you. Look at you.
I'm working on it. Working on my words too.
I always tell people, you know, it's very good. That what you just said, you spoke life into yourself. And when things come up to challenge us, those are the very words that we need to say to ourselves to replenish and wipe away anything that's coming that's contradiction or contrary to what we're trying to experience. You just did it. I don't even have to give you an example because you did it. I'm going to give you an example, but you don't need it because you did it. Whenever my son comes around, sometimes he gets on my nerve and he begins to ask me for stuff. And I say to him, oh my gosh, would you get away from me? And then, Mama, I'd be like, would you just get away from me? And then in my mind, I begin to say to myself, don't let this child get on your nerves. Stay in peace. Let him just roll on. You don't have to respond. You don't have to take every battle. You don't have to take every war. Just close it up and let this crazy boy walk away. You know, that's what we do. We have that mental conversation that you just had when those things pop up in our life.
Oh my God, and I'm dead serious. I had something totally different written down. I really did. I really did.
That's because your soul needed that. But you said it needed this today. I say, you did amazing, lady.
Thank you. And I took so much time.
When you have the next time you have the challenge, the next time something comes up and you're challenged, just go right on my page. I'm being challenged, and then I'm gonna respond.
Will you explain?
And say, don't forget that self-talk.
Will you tell my daughter who's going to be the person talking in the teen section of self-talk?
Oh yeah, my how beautiful! Are you joining it's the healing circle? Are you joining the healing circle?
Yeah.
You're thinking about it.
August.
I'm thinking about it, actually.
It starts in August. It starts in August. It's a group.
All right.
It was only 4 days.
Okay.
It's 1 day a week for 4 days for a month. So we're gonna pick a day, and that day will be the day that we meet for I think an hour or two. So it's gonna be 4 days. And my daughter is going to co-pilot with me.
Okay.
And she's an inner beauty coach. She's going to school for psychology. In fact, she'll have her degree in 1 more month.
Oh, wow.
And she's co-piloting. And she'll be on the thread. And she'll be like, when people, you know, when you have questions or you have a thought and you're trying to figure out why this is happening, she won't be answering questions. She'll be doing just like me, asking the question. Get you to your answer.
Ooh. The only thing I'm worried about is that my work schedule is very, like, I'm gonna try to. It's at nights.
Your schedule for work is at nights.
Yeah.
This will be like midday. Like
Okay,
12,
midday
1,
is
something like
fine
that.
because I wake up around like 11, and I can't wake up earlier than
Well,
that.
you're gonna have to wake up if you want to do the course.
I will. I will.
It's up to you. It's no pressure. If you say I want to be in it, then boom, you're there. If you say nah, not this time, then just not this time. But it is open, and you are cordially invited.
Ooh, that makes me feel special.
Yeah, not everyone can come. Not everyone can come. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm too
Aw,
old.
I'm actually excited. Is it gonna be on?
It's gonna be in like a Zoom.
Okay, so it's gonna be in a Zoom.
Yeah, it's gonna be inside a Zoom.
Now I'm getting goosebumps.
And when I say not everybody can come, I really mean that. It really is for individuals who are ready to do the work and they're spiritually ready. And I have spoken to them, and I know that they're ready. Yeah. So just let me know, Sunshine. I'll give you the dates and stuff whenever I find them out.
Okay,
Okay.
that would be great. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Thank you, lady.
I was telling her about the class because she said she wanted to take one of the classes to get more in touch with herself
Yeah.
and what her blockages are. So
Yeah.
this is the perfect one. If she wants, if not, there are going to be other classes.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
It's
And this is a class
based.
Yeah, and this class is about identifying blocks. It's more than self-talk. It is identifying what's going on within one's own self and how to overcome one's own self.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, Ashe.
Ashe, thank you.
You did beautiful, lady.
Uplifted again.
Ashe. And Mary, I want you to know that I do marriage coaching. I do family coaching. I do all those coaching.
I've tried to get this man to go to some kind of counseling and therapy.
Yeah, but I'm not counseling and I'm not therapy. There's two different things. Sometimes people get scared of counselors or therapists because they have an opinion and they can give it. With a coach, you don't give an opinion.
Well, his opinion that he's made very well clear is his issues, his problems, his life in his home is between a husband and a wife, and nobody else should know, nobody else should be in the middle, blah, 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 blah.
I say.
So he can do him, and I am doing me.
I say.
I mean, I love my husband, don't get me wrong. I love him unconditionally. He just has some demons that have shown, and I'm not comfortable with it. And I don't know whether to work with it because I said I gave my whole self to him, my heart, my life, everything. And there are some things that he has done that I don't think inside myself I could ever forgive. Even though other people have, I can't.
Ashe.
It's just me.
Ashe. Ashe. Well, we talk offline one day.
Yeah.
Ashe.
But that would be something I would look into because it's helping me grow myself. But the main thing, I'm not worried about that issue at all. I'm worried more about me. And I literally told my husband, I said, plan on when I come back from the conference, I'm going to be a different person. I'm not going to be the same person that gets out of the car. I'm going to change everything inside of me. This is where I'm going to get the tools to work on me, where I get everything that has happened to me away and to start seeing myself in a new light like I am now. And he's like, what's that mean? does that mean we're going to be done? I said, no. I said, that means I'm working on me. I'm now seeing what's going to benefit me, not you, benefit me, not my kids, me. I've given myself to him. I've given myself to my kids. Now everybody is old enough to do them. It's time for me. I need to heal. I need to heal. I need myself back. I need the Mary that was born, that had that life, the spark, the happiness until all this stuff had happened. And I plan on vowing to my tribe that day that I am stepping from this bad life into a new life. And that to me is the tradition I want to do for myself. Because I know if I promise it to you guys, none of you will ever let me live it down if I fall back to my circle. So no. And one thing I can say, I keep every promise I make. That's one thing that I can say to myself is promises I fulfill. So I need to make a promise to myself.
Yeah, this tribe is a beautiful accountability partner. I can tell you that right now. We are some beautiful accountability partners and support team, honey. Yes, sir. All right.
My daughter says she feels bad that she hasn't been part of the tribe because she's been working so much. And I said, you'll always be part of this tribe. Hello?
I said, once you're in, we don't let you out.
I love you all. Did somebody else come up? I'm sorry I took so long.
I say it's okay. Love you, lady. All right, I'm going backwards for a minute. Claire. Hold on. Let me make sure you can unmute yourself. Hold on. Unmute yourself, beautiful.
Hello.
I just say this. You've always been a rose, but you are just blossoming and blossoming. It is so beautiful. See you bloom like that.
Thank you. That's what I like about this tribe. What I love about this tribe is the non-judgmental, and everyone's telling each other how beautiful they are. Even that our private thread and stuff like that every day. It's, I love you, everyone's great. That's what I love. Which was a big deal for me because I didn't have that growing up. And skin is a big deal for me, and you know as much as I do. One of my big blockages was my skin and what people thought of me, and I allowed it to get in the way. And then what I found was I got angry about it. So then I would be the type of person that would be like, what are you looking at? If you don't like it, don't look. And this kind of stuff. But yeah, I got called all kinds of names. I was like a white girl, and then I had red blotches and scabs all over me, and So skin color and stuff like that was a big deal for me. My family, my mum and my nan and everybody, Irish, we were brought up to be racist, and I didn't get it. I did not understand. But I think because of my skin, I used to look at me and I'm like, well, hang on a minute, you're saying all these things, but what about me? I was just thinking about it. I think that might have been what made me feel not good enough. And I was always trying to prove to everybody that don't look at my skin. Like I went through life as a teenager, or right up to a teenager, wearing long sleeves and trousers, and I'd hide myself. And when I was 18, I'd moved away from where I was. And when I was 18, I went back and I went to a nightclub where I knew all of my friends, my old friends were going to be there, but they hadn't seen me for years. And I walked in and I was in the tiniest dress, the tightest dress with high heels, and I strutted my stuff in there, scabs and all. And everyone's like, they didn't see my skin. They're like, oh my God, it's Trickett. Oh my God. Because they never saw me like it. I actually, I had he was my friend. All my friends were different colors. I went to a school, they're Indians, not Spanish, but Indians and Jamaican people. And all of my friends were like it. And I actually got beat. I got beat for walking in a park holding hands with a black boy. And my mum found out and she beat the shit out of me. And I kind of allowed it. I like fell into what I was being taught. And it wasn't until I come to America and I got away from all of that I actually was able to be me. And I ended up fostering a little boy who was brown. And Finley came down. I came down one day and Finley had coloured himself all in brown. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he says, I want to be like Angel. And I said to him, it doesn't matter what's on the outside, it's what's in the inside that matters. And they were the best of friends. But what I did notice, like when the kids became older, my boys, they had Latino girlfriends. And my first reaction was, oh my God, Nan is going to go crazy. And I sat down, and I said no at first. And then I sat back and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is where they go to school. This is who they're hanging out with. And Connor and Harry said, I like the big butts. I like they've both got Latino. Connor and Harry both have Latino girlfriends. And they love it. I love them. Obviously, one of them, she's not so great, but you just got to teach these kids. That's what I don't like, and what I found the other day. And I don't want to offend anybody, but Finley came home from school, and his teacher said he had to do a project on Black History Month. And he was to pick somebody. And I said, I'm really not happy about this, because I believe that you're teaching these kids. Yes, I know what happened in the past, it's happened in the past, but you're programming their brain to think like it. So she said, well, he doesn't have to do it. And I said, no, he will have to do it. His person that she told him he had to do was Michael Jordan. And I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. But I hate it. I hate all you're different. Everyone's different. No, we're not. We're all the same. I love everybody. Everybody and anybody. It doesn't matter what you look like, what colour you are, what race you are, what sexuality you are. And I'm glad that I'm me, and I love me for being like it. I just wish everybody else would be like it. What's stopping me right now is myself. I am holding myself accountable for standing in my way, and I'm getting through the depression. And I'm making myself better. And my fear was, it's actually a fear, because I've been here so long illegally. I am actually scared of going. I'm going to have to go for like interviews and stuff like that, and I'm actually petrified about. I'm actually going to put myself in somebody's face, and it's for them to decide, yeah, you're going to go, or yeah, you're going to stay, and that is what is stopping me. And yeah,
Ashe.
Yeah,
Ashe.
But it is what it is.
Have you done any visualizations of you being here and everything being okay, and knowing that it's okay? Or
yeah, and I'm completely not putting it. I mean, I did convince myself. I did think, well, if I've got to go back, it's not that bad. But I can't visualize myself going back there. I don't want to go back there. It's not nice there. It's not nice there. There's too much judgment. What I love about America, one of the first things that I loved about it, I was very active. I used to do all kinds of different sports. And when I first come here, I saw people of all sizes rollerblading. You wouldn't do that in the UK, because people would be calling you names.
Ashe.
I love it here. People go to the store in their pajamas. You don't do that in the UK.
Ashe. So, I'm coming to you next, Grace. So, you know, may I speak?
Yeah.
Okay. It's so beautiful because once anybody, not just you, once we decide what we're going to have, then we're free to break loose of the thing that is holding us back. For example, I'm just gonna pretend to be you for a second. If going back to the UK means I can't rollerblade, I can't roller skate, or I can't go to the store with my pajamas on, then those are limits that I have placed on myself. Unless when you go to the store with your pajamas on, they're gonna lock you up. Will they put you in jail in the UK? Okay.
No, it's just they're so like it's all about what you're wearing and like how expensive it is, and you have to fit in.
The judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is beautiful. Once I'm gonna pretend to be you. Once I get rid of the judgment, the feeling of judgment and being judged, and know that I can move about wherever I want because judgment doesn't follow me, then I am now released from one aspect, and that is that I can only get this in America. Because once I release, I can only get this in America and replace it with, I can get this wherever I am, then I can clearly decide where I want to be, and then I'll have it. But if I say to myself, I can't get this in the UK, I can only get it here, then the thing of fear will be a ruling factor over what I have. And if I'm fearful that I can't have it, I'm probably not going to have it because fear is going to take it away from me. So how do I get rid of that scenario? Is I remove judgment out of my way and know that wherever I travel, I will have whatever I want. And then now I can just choose where I want to travel. Now normally
I do have that. Like I said to Rob,
normally I would sit down and ask you a lot of questions. but today I just asked for permission to speak. So because it's so much better when you're asking in a question form because you discover it yourself. And then there aren't any more questions because you pulled it from within yourself. So it's just a matter of knowing that wherever you are, you will have whatever you want. So the prescription, the spiritual prescription is to work on. So like if I were like when we go to a healing, when we're in the healing class, because you're in the healing class, when you're in the healing class, let's make that one of the things that you do is create the space.
Yeah.
That no matter where you are, this is what you have. And then that removes one of the blocks that's in the way. And then you can freely decide at that point where you want to live. Because if you want to live in America just because, I don't want to say just because, those are wrong words. If you want to live in America because there's no judgment, there ain't no judgment wherever you are.
It's not just the judgment. It's just a different way of life here. I'd never have my own company in the UK. Well, no, no, not. I can't say I'd never. I was at home mum, so I trained my brain that I couldn't do it because I allow people to allow me to think like it. I don't think like that anymore. But
Write them
yeah,
all.
I mean, I've been here so long.
Yeah, just write them all down. Write all the things that you see the benefits of. Write them all down.
Yeah.
When you write them all down and you discover, because at the end you're going to discover something. When you discover that answer at the end of the question, it doesn't mean that you have to move back to the UK because you discovered something. It just means that you have discovered something, and now you can decide to live wherever you are. It's a different feeling, and you'll feel it after you move all those other obstacles out the way.
Mm.
So let's work. You have to remember that now, because when we go into a healing class, I don't remember what you just said. Because right now I'm kind of in the spirit, and when I'm in the spirit, I don't remember nothing I just said. So kind of remember that. That you're going to work on having. Here's how you're going to remember it. Work on having heaven no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Work on having heaven no matter where you are. Become the heaven.
Mm.
So no matter where you stand, you are in it.
Yeah.
That's work. So we do the work.
It's scary though. Just even the thought of having to go. Like I don't even see the fact that I'm going to have to go. But just to even think about it, it's like, oh, yeah.
Out your mind. Don't even go to that space. Let's start here. Let's start here. Everything else we'll work on later. Let's start on creating heaven wherever you are. We'll start there. We'll come back to the rest.
This is my heaven.
I say. So we're going to do it. We're going to do the work. I say.
Okay. Thank you.
And this is the longest you've ever talked online. I just want you to know.
I know.
That you are doing magnificent.
I know, thank you.
When you came up, it was 30 seconds. Today we did at least 3 minutes. Look at you, lady. Ashe. All right, so I feel grace. I feel Grace's energy. I feel Grace's energy. Unmute yourself, beautiful Grace. Grace, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, beautiful Grace. Where are you, Grace? Grace. Amazing Grace. Oh, where'd you go? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find her.
Hey, Dr. Moon. I love you all.
Oh, we lose her? Hello, beautiful and amazing Grace.
Yes, I am amazing and beautiful, and I feel on it now.
Ashe. What is your beautiful self-talk this morning?
Yes. What is in my way is my own self being in my own way. I had always worried of being judged by others throughout my life. But what I realized, I was being judged. I was judging others too. That is why I was thinking I'm always being judged by others because yes, I'm not perfect and I'm always being judgmental to others too.
How beautiful and how much strength it took to say that.
Yes.
Hold on, we can't even skip over that. How beautiful.
Yes.
How beautiful that was. And how much strength it takes to say that is amazing.
Yes. I am perfectly imperfect. I can say that. And I I am now I have now turned a new chapter in my life, and I realized I had to surrender and let go of everything that is not serving me, my unlimited beliefs about me. I had to release and welcome the new grace, the new positive reset grace, the unstoppable grace, who only sit in abundance, unconditional, and authentic love. And as Marlene said, she came from a rainbow family. I too, because coming from the Caribbean, it's like different flavors. You're well married. I am well marinated. I have all ethnicity in me. I have Hindu family. I have Muslim families. I my dad is Portuguese. My grandfather is black and Indian. So I love coming from a rainbow family. I'm well marinated and I'm full of flavors. And I love this group because everyone is a reflection of me in here. I see myself in everyone here. And I'm so happy I'm in this safe, sacred space. And yes, I'm turning chapters every time I declutter on negative energy that has been sitting within me for years. I will turn new chapters every time, and I will regain all my authentic powers. And that is me getting in my way. Morning self-talk.
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe, lady. Ashe. Ashe. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to reach out to you so we can do our show. Hopefully later today. I think I fell asleep yesterday. I don't know what happened. No, I had a busy day yesterday. So I'm going to try not to fall asleep.
I knew that, yeah. I knew from the beginning. So I was like, okay, Dr. New gonna rest today. And
yes.
I got three doctor's appointment, but just follow up. So I'm doing much better.
Good. All right, so I'll probably reach out to you later today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Love you, lady.
Love you all, my rainbow family.
Ashe.
They're all full of beautiful flavors and well marinated.
Yes. Ashe. All right, Miss Beautiful Camellia. Beautiful lady. Come on and unmute yourself. And Selena, I said congratulations to you, lady. My Camellia is coming up. I just want to let you know that I remember the prophecy for you. I don't remember all of them, but I remember Spirit coming to you, and I called you up and I said, Spirit said it's time for you to be happy, and that happiness was coming your way, and to be ready and to be open to receive it, and that you would be experiencing it no matter what. And I see that you have gotten your company started. Just shake your head. Was that something that makes you happy? Ashe. So there it is, the fulfillment of the word. I love it when Spirit does what it's supposed to do. Ashe. But I want you to know that that's just the beginning, because a lot of this is going to turn into internal happiness. This is going to turn into internal happiness. That's just the beginning. They're going to relieve you of your financial place so that you don't have any worry or concern, so that you can get to your happiness. So this is just the beginning. This is not, this thing right here is just the beginning of what's going to make you, is the beginning of your happy space, not the end. It is the beginning, because you worry sometimes about finances. So Spirit is removing the worry. This is why the company is here, because Spirit is removing the worry. Once the worry is gone, because that's how you operate, once the worry is gone, you're going to be able to dive into yourself and get that thing of happiness coming towards you. Now, it's beautiful because the word is seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all other things will be added unto you. So your seeking the kingdom is what is bringing that to you. It is going to remove all of the worry, and it will bring you heaven. Ashe. Ashe. All right, Camilla!
Good morning, Dr. New. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, beautiful! How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. 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 What is your morning self-talk?
I know what is standing in my way. I am in my way. Fear. I have both a fear of failure and a fear of success. And I procrastinate, and I think the procrastinate is due to both of those fears. And I sometimes get so caught up in the fear, then that starts to worry, and that causes me to forget who I am, and what I'm capable of. And being in this tribe has helped me with all of the above. And I am working daily on each of them, changing my mindset, because I know that everything and anything I want to do, the power is within me. It's not on anybody else but me. And I'm working towards it. I'm learning how to manifest, and I am seeing changes every day. And I am hopeful. I'm optimistic. I am hopeful. And I'm in the process of when I am scared or fearful and anxious to replace it with happiness. Because I can. Because that's what I want. And I shouldn't let anything stop me from having what I want. If I want it, then be it. And it's working, and things are changing. And for that, and for you all, I am forever grateful. Ashe.
Ashe. Listen, Ashe. I always am in meditation and meditative thought when it comes to you. And it's so amazing. You have to now I'm getting ready to tell you what spirit is telling me. When I tell you what spirit is telling me, I don't ask for permission because I have to get those orders come from spirit. See, when I want to tell you something, I have to ask for permission because I want to ask for permission to talk. But when spirit tells me to tell you something, I don't ask for permission because I'm gonna do what the spirit told me to do. I think that the answer is no to the question that I'm about to ask you. But then I'm going to tell you why the answer is no. You're such an interesting person, because you're very powerful. You are a very powerful being, and you have two things working at the same time, and both of them are equally as powerful. Because you're powerful. So you have taken two topics, split them down the middle, and they're both fighting each other, and both of them are just as powerful as the other. That's why there has been no resolve. So you're going to have to make a decision as to what you want. Because when you decide what you want, that side is going to win. It hasn't won yet because you haven't decided yet. It's not that spirit isn't listening. It's not that things are not falling into place. It's just that you haven't decided yet. So you have to decide which one you want. You're equally split down the middle in terms of this argument that's going on inside your head. Should I be an entrepreneur? Should I be working? Should I be an entrepreneur? Should I be working? Should I be an entrepreneur? Should I be working? Should I be an entrepreneur? Should I be working? And this is going back and forth, and there's no way to win because both are equally as powerful as the other. And they're both as equally as powerful as the other because you haven't made a choice as to which one you want to win yet. So you have to decide which one will win. Because when you're undecided, time is still moving, which creates in the human form frustration. Not in the spiritual form. Spirit don't care because spirit is timeless, but humans deal with time. So because you are experiencing it from a human perspective, it can be frustrating. So go in the spirit and settle it. Settle the argument. What do you want? And be okay with what you want. If you say, you know what, I want this job because this is going to help me do X, Y, Z. And when I get my money in my job, I'm going to put this towards that and create your plan and then settle on the plan, then the plan will be. But if there's no plan, if there's no decision, one can't be made. No one's sitting in the sky waiting to make the decision for you. You have to make the decision. You will have whatsoever you say is what the word says. What are you saying? You're not saying anything yet. So say it. Decide it. Say it.
Okay. Okay.
I heard you the other day. You said, and I didn't say anything to you because you needed to be in that space. That's cool. This is what you said. Dr. Neil, I can have this jewelry business because whatever I touch and put my hands on, it's going to be gold. That only works if you believe it. That only works if you believe in what you said. And right now, you haven't decided. That's why it's not working, because you haven't decided. You have to decide. Make your choice, and then all the other stuff is going to be what you said it's going to be. But it can't give you greatness if you haven't decided it to be great. Knowing something and being something, two different things. You have to be it. So you have to decide what you want. Then you have to give yourself permission to have what you decide.
Okay.
Remember, you're having a human experience. So inside the household, it can be frustrating because you're dealing in time. So you want to eliminate the frustration with time, make the decision inside of time, which is now, and you're going to have it.
Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. I want you to know I'm on your side.
I know. I know that.
Ashe. 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 Make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does.
Ashe. Ashe. Beautiful. Wonderful. I think we got everybody's hands. I did. I got through everybody's hands. Yay! All right, let me give me some shout outs before we leave. Let me scan the room. Let me scan the room. All right, I spoke to Mary. I spoke to Claire. I spoke to Grace. I spoke to Lynn. I spoke to Rhonda. Barb! Hey, Barb! Just shout you out, lady. I see your name. I think you're in here. I see you moving around. Okay, love you, lady. Love that lady we call Barb. Denise. Well, hello, Denise. How are you, beautiful? Good to see you. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you. I spoke to Celine.
Hello.
There we go. Oh, it might be. Sometimes that happens if you're on the cell phone and the computer at the same time.
I thought it was.
What the world? We tried. We did. We tried. Even Wendy got it. I told her. What? All right, let me see something. Hold on, let me see something. Lynn, can you unmute yourself and just say 2 words? I just want to see if it's my computer or.
Hello.
What the world is that? What kind of fragging sniggle pickle is that?
It's not my side.
It's not on your side? I can hear you fine.
I can hear you too, but I hear her phone going crazy when she talks, not when you talk.
Okay, maybe it's the earplugs. You got earplugs in? Everybody who's let's see, because I think Lynn had earplugs in. Maybe it's the earplugs. Wendy, try to say something.
I thought we was in the Matrix.
I know. Okay, so it's working now. Right. All right, go ahead. Let's try this again, Denise. Denise, are you still here?
I am.
Put the sign back up again. Let me read it. Spirit is telling me I'm on the right track. I say, and we will win against anything that's coming to disrupt that. So you stay here. Hold on. And and there is a chat button in here. If you look at the bottom of the screen, there's a button that lets us chat with each other. So we'll be chatting through this whole time. It's at the bottom of the screen, right next to the share screen button or the pause and stop button. It's a word that says chat. It looks like the little thing that goes over your head, like when you're talking and people type inside the thing over your head. That's what it looks like. Let me see if I can send you a private one and then you can see. Maybe it comes just to you. Hi, Denise. All right. And then I'll send you one to everyone. And maybe it'll pop up on your screen. Hi, everyone. Okay. All right. So just see if you can find that chat button, because it's in there. Glad to see you today. Talk to Marlene, talk to Selena. Paula, did I talk to Paula today? Hi, Paula. Hi, beautiful. How are you?
This was such an amazing topic today.
Huh?
I said this was such an amazing topic today for me.
Yeah?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
And one of the things that I realize is that my life experiences have kept me back, because I think throughout my life I had so many like traumatic, like life-changing experiences that it caused me to like stay in the story to help other people, but not let myself get past my story. So I was always trying to help people who couldn't help themselves, because I experienced it and I felt it so strong that even like from a child being a teen, like my mom was a teen mom, you know, I would always like gravitate towards like underprivileged. And then when I was molested, I was helping other people. Then I got sick with cancer and I wanted to help them. And then it was like always, like I just realized it today. I was like, wow, I'm always fighting for the underdog, but not for myself.
Ashe. Ashe.
So that was huge for me. Yeah. And I can still advocate and help, but I don't have to, like, almost like I want to always keep myself down so I could relate to how they were, instead of like, it's okay to heal and still I can still help those people. I felt like I always felt like if I didn't want them to think I was better than them, because I know how that felt.
Ashe. Beautiful. Beautiful words, Paula.
And all of that. One of the hugest things that I learned, like it was such a gift in my dysfunction as like through my mom, was that when my dad took us away, you know this, when my dad took us away from my mom when we were young and she kidnapped us and took us to Louisiana, I went to a school and I was the only white person in the whole school. And I remember thinking how lucky they were to not care about, they didn't have to worry about any other color. And I never understood why my mom's boyfriend was black, but I couldn't talk about him, and I went to an all black school. And that to me didn't make sense. So I'm like, I wanted to tell everybody how amazing he was, and I couldn't talk about it because my mom wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend that was black. And I'm like, I'm surrounded by the same color. Why does that matter? So I think from a young age, I understood that it didn't matter. And that was such a gift, like such a gift in that dysfunction of what it was. Like that was a huge gift to me because I never cared.
Ashe.
So, but yeah, today was huge for me. Listening to like Mary, I could relate a lot to Mary and to Marlene and I mean everybody, but it's huge. That I can still be worthy and have all those feelings. I don't have to stay low and not find my greatness, because I'm still great just because those experiences I had. I don't have to stay in that energy.
Ashe.
So that was
right. Yes. Ashe. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I had that same thing too.
Mm-hmm. I just love this tribe so much.
Ashe.
All of you. And I love you, Dr. Anu.
I love you too, lady. Love you. Love you too. Ah, this has been amazing. We are amazing. You are amazing. All right, let me see who I love you. Let me see. Let me scan through here. I want to scan through and see who. Janice, how beautiful. Minerva, how beautiful. Hi. Cheryl, love you, lady. Freaking love you. I see you, Lisa. I see you, Lisa. I spoke to Claire. I see the hearts are in the building. Hi, beautiful. Beautiful, JJ. And amazing, amazing Matt. How are you guys? Good. Good. I saw the puppy. Hold on, let me see. Okay, all right, you can do it now. I saw the puppy.
I know, itty bitty.
What's his name? Is it a he or a she?
It's a he, Aegon.
Aegon. Now that name sounds like it means something.
It does. It does. Have you ever watched Game of Thrones?
Oh gosh, that's Angel's show.
Yeah, that's our show. One dog is named Khaleesi, who's a main character in that, and the other one is Aegon, who's a main character, who kind of starts the spiral of the whole story. So,
Ashe. That's Angel. I can't watch anything with killing, but no. Angel. Oh gosh, but Angel, honey, she's the Game of Thrones queen.
Yeah. We got addicted to it.
Ashe. Well, do you guys want to say what was the thing that was standing in your way, or just want me to say hello and keep it moving?
You know, the thing that was saying, doubt
Ah,
on who we were and what we were and what we are, and dishonesty and needing to be honest and working on that throat chakra and impulsiveness and
oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
all kinds of things. We learned a lot.
I love it. I love doubt because, you know, I was wow. Doubt was a very big one for me. And I want to tell you where's as you said that, I think I probably have to say this because I was going to say this earlier and then I wasn't going to say it. Wow, this is crazy. I love my tribe. I can only do this in my tribe. I can only do this in this space. And I'm going to do it without crying. How about you?
Do it without crying.
Do it without crying. I was sharing earlier that wow, this is so huge for me. I've never said this before. Only my family knows this. But and it's about doubt. I was sharing earlier that when I began to awaken into this beautiful spiritual space, I had so many brown people come to me and tell me about how we were oppressed and all of this stuff. And, you know, I never really subscribed to all of that. And they got upset with me. And when Spirit told me to come out and talk, I was so scared. I had so much doubt that people would listen because I was brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at you now.
Look at you now. See what happens when you get past that doubt.
Yeah. And they would beat me up some kind of bad, and I kept saying, this is not a brown thing. This is a human thing. This is a human thing, not a brown thing. It's a human thing, you know. And so I really doubted that people would listen to me, and I didn't want just brown people to listen to me because this is not a brown thing. This is a human thing. And I really, really doubted that people would, you know, people of all cultures, of all nations, you know, all nationalities. I really doubted that it could happen, that we could all come together and do this, and that they would listen to a little brown girl say that. That was a major doubt for me. A major doubt. A major doubt. And I had to remove that space to do this work.
Yep.
I had to remove that to do this work. And it's not true. It's not even a true sentence.
Tell your truth. Like,
convince ourselves that it's true, though.
Yeah. You know, one thing that we dealt with, and we dealt with our entire relationship, things that have tried to get in between what we have. Some of it's not even bad. It's good, but it's still makes you doubt this. And it's literally like temptation of what we are.
Ashe. We're going to take doubt and we're going to burn it. We're going to write the word doubt on a little piece of paper, strike a match to it, and burn that sucker up. I say. Well, I'm glad to see y'all. I'm glad you shared that. It seems like when I see you guys that I'm waiting for some television show to come out so I can watch you guys.
The new best TV.
Huh?
It'll be the new best reality TV.
Yeah. I say.
And Dr. New, there'll be no killing.
No killing.
Just doubt. Just killing doubt.
It all.
Down. That's all. Just sit down.
We won't be on then.
I don't want to see JJ having Matt in a headlock. And I don't want to see Matt holding JJ up by her feet.
He do it.
I say. Well, I definitely tune in for sure. I'm doing this thing. We are doing this thing called self-talk in the morning. I think I have greeted everyone. So yay! All right. So it is 12 o'clock. I have 2 spaces left. I want to say this. I'm only going to accept 5 people in the healing circle. I forgot to make this announcement this morning. I'm going to make it again tomorrow morning. I only have 2 spaces left for the healing circle. So if there's anyone here that wants to join the healing circle, please let me know. There are only 2 spots left. 2 spots left. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Yes, you're in.
Thank you.
I meant to say I said that wrong. If you received the message, because I sent a message to the people who I thought would be a good fit for the healing class. So I apologize. I think I kind of made that like it was open, but it's not. It is for those people who I sent the message to. So if you got the message, there are only 2 spots left. If you want to join the healing circle, you have to let me know. And one of the persons is not on here, so I have to make this announcement again tomorrow. But there's 2 spaces left, and I did send the invite out to everyone who I wanted to join this healing circle, who I thought was a good fit. Remember, these healing circles are for those who I believe are going to be on the A New Practice team. Some beautiful souls have said, I want to take the class, but I don't, some of you are already in classes, and we're going to let those classes roll out and take its course before we go into another one. Because that's just the way it is. Because I'm doing it for the healing, not the money. So some of the classes, some of the people, I don't want anyone to say, well, you didn't let me in because I was in this class. I want the classes to do what they do. And then when we finish, go into the next one. So there are 2 spaces left. So please make sure that you let me know if you want to take these classes. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to unmute everybody so we can say our goodbyes. If